The scent of lilies lingers too long in a room where they don't belong. It clings to fabrics, to memory, to the gnawing suspicion in the pit of my stomach that tightens into a cold, hard knot. Sandy's favorite perfume. Sweet and delicate, just like her. I swallow the bile rising in my throat, forcing a smile to my face as my young son, Danny, races toward the door to greet his mother. Her eyes light up as she bends down to scoop him into a hug. His laughter rings out like a promise. My fingers clench tight around the silk of the nightgown I found crumpled between the sheets. Not hers. The nightgown is a whisper of a question at first, a niggling thought I try to dismiss. But denial crumbles under the relentless onslaught of other damning details. Late nights at the office, business trips with vague destinations, the way Sandy turns away when I catch her eye. Each little thing, harmless by itself, starts to form a damning picture I cannot ignore. It's a picture that makes the floor tilt nauseously beneath my feet. Something fundamental has shifted. Sandy and I were a unit, a partnership, our destinies merging when we said our vows. But the ground under our marriage no longer feels solid. It feels like quicksand, threatening to swallow me whole. I have to know. The waiting is excruciating. Every day a new slow torture. But I don't confront her. No. Confrontation is for the rash, the brash. I'm a cybersecurity expert. Pattern recognition and strategic foresight are my bread and butter. No. I won't move until I know the full extent of the lie I'm living. It takes a week of meticulous, calculated surveillance to uncover the truth. Her lover, the man who dares take what's mine, Richard Logan. Sandy's boss, wealthy, suave, dripping with the same arrogance that has always rubbed me the wrong way. I watch them disappear into an expensive hotel, and my heart, already shattered into a million pieces, grinds into dust. This isn't a fling. It's an affair. It means stolen weekends, lies whispered in hushed tones over late-night phone calls, the destruction of everything my wife and I built together. The betrayal echoes like a gunshot in the silence of my home office. Rage burns hot and bright, threatening to consume me. But alongside the rage, a chilling resolve hardens within me. I refuse to be another pathetic victim in this story. No, this is my game now, and I won't merely walk off the board. I'll rewrite the rules entirely. Anger fuels me, courses through my veins like battery acid. Yet, it's a cold, precise anger. In the quiet of my home office, once a haven of peaceful concentration, I begin to plot. Sandy and Logan will pay. Every cent, every ounce of self-respect they possess will be forfeit. My fingers dance across the keyboard with a new intensity, every keystroke a calculated strike. I call upon years of honing my cybersecurity skills. Protecting sensitive information is my bread and butter, now those same skills become the weapon. I delve into the digital lives of my targets, laying bare their secrets. It's as if an unseen hand guides me. Every file I find, every incriminating detail whispers a terrible promise. This isn't some haphazard scheme born of blind rage. It requires meticulous care. My friends, Bob and Kenny, experts in their own fields, watch me unravel, concern etching itself on their faces. When the time is right, I confide in them. Surprise registers in their eyes, but with only the barest hesitation, they're in. They understand the quiet fury burning inside me. This is a fight they can get behind. We move in perfect sync. Every action, every line of code, brings me one step closer to my meticulous revenge. We build a digital labyrinth, woven with false trails and fabricated evidence of financial discrepancies within Logan's company. With each keystroke, I paint the picture of two greedy lovers, lining their pockets at the expense of the corporation he built. We create a narrative designed to destroy not just his fortune, but his reputation as well. Alongside this, the other pieces start falling into place. I have my own fortune, tucked away, not built on the whims and favors of others like Logan's. With a careful hand, I untangle my finances from Sandy's, severing those ties. I start reaching out, making delicate connections with shadowy figures, passport forgers, those with expertise in creating new identities, the kind of people I'd normally spend my entire career hunting down. Panama gleams in my mind, a fresh start, a clean slate. It's a place where Danny and I can forge a new path. It's the perfect sanctuary, far enough away from the storm I'm about to unleash. The plan solidifies, taking on a terrible, irresistible momentum. But amidst all this strategizing, amidst this controlled chaos, there's a hollow ache I can't ignore. Danny. My sweet, oblivious boy, with eyes so like his mother's. How do I shield him from the fallout? How do I explain the shattered remains of his old life, when the time comes? In the moments when the doubt gnaws, when the monster I'm becoming terrifies even me, I cling to his image. He is my anchor, the reason why I can't simply walk away from this burning wreck. This isn't just about revenge. It's about giving my son a future unburdened by the treachery of his mother. Every piece of evidence I uncover, every trap I lay, solidifies my resolve. My home has become my war room. The flicker of computer screens the only illumination through the long, sleepless nights. Sandy and Logan, once untouchable, now mere puppets at the end of my strings. And I have transformed too. No longer the trusting husband, the doting father. I am the architect of their downfall, the embodiment of righteous fury. Christmas Eve. A time usually filled with the warmth of family, the glow of twinkling lights, and the sweet anticipation in Danny's eyes. This year, it feels like just another day in my intricately choreographed ballet of destruction. Sandy smiles, oblivious to the storm brewing above our heads. It's a performance worthy of an award, if not for the bitter, hollow twist in my gut that reminds me nothing is as it seems. The plan unfolds with brutal precision. My meticulously crafted code snakes through Logan Industries' digital backbone. It's a symphony only a true expert could appreciate, a series of carefully programmed transactions that reroute a vast fortune to seemingly innocuous charitable organizations. Not stolen, that would be too easy. No, this is far more poetic. The image of his face as he discovers the gifts bestowed upon the less fortunate in his company's name brings a twisted sort of satisfaction. He'll scramble, try to backtrack the funds, but it will be too late. By the time he untangles my web, the donations will be irrevocable, the damage done. He'll have to justify the company's sudden generosity to shareholders and the press. Sandy will be caught in the crossfire, her golden reputation tarnished by association. It's a double-edged sword. The same news outlets praising Logan Industries' newfound altruism will also dissect the discrepancies in their accounts, drawing the inevitable connection to Logan and his lover. Rumors will swirl like a relentless hurricane, tearing apart the facade of respectability they've so carefully cultivated. While the financial ruin plays out, I focus on the most delicate part of my plan, Danny. He is my reason, my compass in this storm of my own making. With practiced ease born of weeks of careful preparation, I pack a single suitcase, containing only our essentials and our most treasured mementos. I tell him it's an adventure, a special father-son trip, and the genuine excitement in his eyes nearly breaks me. My farewell to Sandy is curt, the mask of the loving husband discarded once and for all. I leave her to face the music, the echoes of her lies ringing in the empty house. With each mile that passes between us and our old life, a sliver of the weight on my shoulders lifts. Panama awaits, the promise of a fresh start shimmering on the horizon. The aftermath unfolds just as I envisioned. The public spectacle of Logan's fall from grace is a heady brew of scandal and financial chaos, providing endless fodder for the news cycle. Sandy becomes collateral damage, her affair with her boss laid bare for the world to see. Her career crumbles, her name synonymous with betrayal. Bob and Kenny monitor it all from afar, feeding me updates. I should feel triumphant, yet a bittersweet pang lingers. Was it worth it? Did the price of my revenge demand the sacrifice of my own moral compass? The answers remain elusive, swirling in the moral gray that hangs between vindication and cruelty. Panama isn't paradise. It's hot, the language barrier a constant challenge, and the lingering guilt of what I've done curls in my gut like a persistent parasite. But it's enough. It's a sanctuary, a place where the ghosts of my past cannot touch me as easily, where Danny and I can rebuild. Years bleed into one another, measured in Danny's growth rather than the endless churn of news cycles I once obsessed over. The boy who left his homeland confused and hurt has transformed into a young man brimming with resilience and a quiet strength that gives me hope. He knows of his mother's betrayal, the truth delivered as gently as possible when the time was right. The pain in his eyes had mirrored my own, but we faced it together. We became our own unit, forged in the fires of adversity. Word trickles in through the grapevine. Whispers of Sandy's struggles, a failed attempt at reconciling with Logan, her slow, shameful descent back to a life of obscurity. A part of me, the vengeful part, savors it like a bitter victory. But mostly, it means nothing. She is a stranger now, a faded memory with no power over my present. My focus is my new company. I've established a reputation as a sought-after cybersecurity consultant, working remotely for international clients, ensuring their digital fortresses are just as impenetrable as the new life I've built around myself and my son. It's fulfilling, a way to take the skills that once brought me so much pain and turn them into something positive. Love finds me again, unexpectedly. Carla, a warm and vibrant Panamanian woman, brings light and laughter back into our lives. She accepts Danny as her own, mending a hole in his heart I wasn't sure could be filled. We build a family on a foundation of honesty and shared values, a stark contrast to the lies that nearly tore me apart. Sometimes, in the quiet of a tropical night, Sandy's face surfaces in my mind. Not with anger, but with a detached curiosity. Whatever life she's scraped together now, it is a world so far removed from mine that she exists almost as a fictional character. I wonder if she ever regrets it, if Logan was worth the price she paid. But pondering those unanswerable questions feels like a waste of precious energy. News of Richard Logan surfaces occasionally. An investigation here, a lawsuit there. His empire is crumbling, and I suppose a sliver of satisfaction settles within me. Yet, it feels distant, like an echo of a war one once fought, not the all-consuming battle it once was. When Danny leaves for university, a bittersweet ache mingles with the pride I feel for the strong young man he's become. One chapter of our lives closes as another begins, and I face it with a sense of calm I never imagined possible. Panama still isn't paradise, but it's home. It's a place where I conquered darkness, found peace, and built a life stronger than anything betrayal could shatter. The scars remain, a reminder of the past, but like old, faded ink, they no longer define the story I'm writing now.